Hello, welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money, make sure TJ is entered. If you like money, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Oh God, we have a John Ossoff ad in the background. The timing of that's immaculate. Guys, thank you for being a subscriber to this channel. I just want to say this. This will be my last live stream of 2020. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. We're going to be talking about the stimuli. We came up with that word. I don't know if anyone else has done it, but we're going to be talking about bribes to America from the government. We're going to be talking about Ethereum prices, targets, Bitcoin prices, targets. We're pumping over. We're basically heading back to all-time highs right now again. We're back over 28,000. Momentum looks pretty strong right now. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about an NFT platform, which I will say at the offset, this is not sponsored in any way, but we're starting to explore some more NFT platforms. Want to get some info out about one of those. We're going to be talking about how much money is there in the United States, because I did some math with TJ today, and it was pretty interesting to see how much money it would take to basically support the entire U.S. population. It's pretty interesting. So, but I want to say this, guys. This is my last live stream of 2020. I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like this, I'm going to try not to get emotional here. I don't really have emotions. I'm like a robot, as you guys know. But, you know, at the start of this year, I had 12,000 subscribers. Right now, we have 199,000. We had 12,000 subscribers at the beginning of this year, and we're going to hit 200K today. I mean, we're going to hit today. The goal was to hit it by the end of the year, but that's only been our goal for the last month, because before that, I would have been like blown away with 150K, and at the beginning of this year, I would have been blown away with 100K. Wouldn't even ever thought it was possible. And as you guys know, like we work really hard on this channel to give you the most content, the highest produced content on crypto YouTube. And, you know, we just, for me and my team here, we just want to say thank you to everybody who is a subscriber to this channel. There were a lot of years where we had nobody watching. Nobody was here watching. It was just me by my lonesome. But just want to say thank you to everybody. I mean, I can't say that enough. So I'm getting very sentimental here at the end of this year. So guys, let's talk about stimulus, okay? Because I have been getting news that as of today, some people are already receiving their $600 stimulus checks. Now, there was a lot of talk about a $2,000 check. Donald Trump wanted it, but Mitch McConnell blocked it. Now, why did he do that? I don't know. I haven't really dug into why he blocked it. I would assume just political games. And Mitch McConnell, you may hate him, but he's very good at the political game. So,
Super chat from Drew Childs, thoughts on Pro Bowl kicker missing a chip shot at Arrowhead.
Who is that? Who said that? Drew Childs. Thank you for the super chat. He says, thoughts on a Pro Bowl kicker missing a chip shot field goal in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium while I was there watching. And here's a few thoughts on it. It couldn't have really worked out any better for me. Here it is, guys, if you want to see it. I'm going to hit mute there. Oh. Look at that. Missed it. See, I took that video, as it says here, because I knew that was going to happen. Like, I knew he was going to miss that kick. I knew it. I knew it. He had missed in 24 kicks. He missed one. There was a penalty on, but outside of that, it was perfect. It was perfect. I went to Kansas City, had a good time with my family, and we lost. That's what I wanted. I wanted that L because, you know, I would like to see the Falcons, just on a side note, get Justin Fields. He's from my high school. My sister, known as the assistant around here, works with me. She actually wrapped his ankle in high school. She's only like 20. So, I want Justin Fields. I'll take Zach Wilson. If we keep Matt Ryan, get other stuff, that'd be great too. But I needed that L. So we got that number 4 pick right now, so I'm good with it. So guys, back to this, back to crypto, and back to stimulus for all you non-nerds, or all you nerds. Mitch McConnell was playing some political games here. I don't know what the purpose of him blocking it for sure was, but I'm sure there's some purpose. Basically, the long and the short of it here is people are already getting the $600 stimulus. Will there be another $2,000 check? Or will it be like an additional $1,400 check? They're still working on that. But I found this to be very interesting where somewhere in here it was talking about the odds of this happening. So it said The odds of passing the $2,000 checks have increased. They still remain slim, Hammond said in a December 28th research note. I think that's the guy from Jurassic Park. In total, we assign 30% odds, up from 10%, that a bill increasing direct payments to $2,000 will be signed into law this week. Now, very interesting. It says this week, 30%, so it does seem like that is going to come. I would say by the end of next week, the $2,000 checks will be official. And this is important for so many reasons. I mean, this is great for Bitcoin. I mean, it's terrible for the U.S. economy, but it's great for Bitcoin. And this is kind of the weird position I find myself in frequently, which is I'm a patriot. I love America, for sure. Wouldn't people are always like, oh, move somewhere else if you don't like what's going on. There ain't nowhere else to live. This is where I like to live. I ain't going anywhere. I ain't moving to Puerto Rico. I ain't moving to Zimbabwe. I'm not moving to Australia. I'm staying right here in the United States of America. This is where I This is where I live. This is where I love. Okay, but that being said, this economy is going to crash, guys. It's going to crash in the next 2 years for sure. I think it's going to crash in 2022 completely. And the reason for that will be because vaccines will be out, everything will be somewhat back to normal, and people are going to like waking up like a bad hangover next to a ugly chick. Like, you made a bad decision. You made a bad decision last night. That's what people are going to be saying. How about instead of sending out all this helicopter money, what if, and this is going to sound crazy, I know it's going to sound crazy, you guys, what if we just opened up businesses? That's it, right?
Super chat from
Well, we did that.
Mr. He's saying he's got 2K in his hands, wants to know your top 5 Coinbase coins. Tell him we're going to make a video about that.
Yeah, Christopher, thank you for that super chat. He wants to know, he's got $2,000 in his hands, wants to know where to put it for 2021. I've actually got a video coming out on Sunday, I believe, that's going to be telling you guys my portfolio and my thoughts on that. So I don't want to give it all away, but I will just give you some simple principles. You want half in any combination of percentages. You want 50% between Bitcoin and Ethereum. You want 10% in speculative coins. And you want the other 40% is, in some solid top 20, 30, 40 crypto projects. Yeah, that's what I'm telling my personal friends. I'm advising family members, which, it's a lot to do that. But, I mean, there are people I care about, so I'm helping them out as much as possible. By the way, officially, as of this Christmas, I'm not a financial advisor. If I got to tell you that, then, there's bad stuff going on. There's no relevance to me saying that I'm not a financial advisor, right? As long as I don't say that I am a financial advisor, which somebody can clip that, but go put that somewhere. It says, I am a financial advisor. As long as I don't say that, then I have no requirement to tell you that I'm not a financial advisor. But yeah, but I am doing it for my family, and that's the whole deal. So, for them, I'm advising the same stuff. I'm telling them exactly what to do. But for the first time now, my entire family, like grandparents, uncle, brother, everybody, they're all in cryptocurrency now. Everybody's in crypto. So if they didn't have crypto this year, I gave them a nice little chunk. And so everybody in my family is now watching the markets and in crypto. And here's the important thing, guys. It's about seed planning. I talked about this a little bit in a video last week. I've been telling all these people this stuff for years, but it's finally taken hold. Why? Because of this stimulus, because they understand the money printing. We're going to look how ridiculous it is in just 1 second. But how about instead of having to send everybody out, checks, like what if we just open stuff up? Like, how about that? Masks work 100%, everybody says. That's what people say. They work tremendously. Alyssa Milano said masks will keep you safer than an AR-15. She said a mask is more effective to protect you from harm than a rifle. So because of that, I mean, right? Let's just open everything back up. Everybody wears a mask and we're good. I think I would go so far as to say, I think even people that are dead set against masks, I think if we told everybody, hey, every state is going to open up completely, as long as people just wear masks. I think people will probably take that trade-off. Like, it's really sad to be in Georgia and have everything open and do what I want and, like, live normal life. I mean, that's part of why TJ moved out here from California. I don't know if he wants me to tell you that, but it's true. Everywhere's closed. We're seeing mass transition to other places. We're seeing, I watched a very interesting video today from some guys doing a podcast about Miami. You know, people have been telling me that Miami's going to be the next Silicon Valley. People are saying now it might be the next Wall Street. People are done with New York. They're ready to get out. Go to Florida, you know. Saying the good thing the Super Bowl is there this year. So, like, you know, it will actually happen. If it was in New York or California, it wouldn't even be happening. Or they'd have to move it or whatever, which would be a disaster for the city. So Tampa at least is going to get some money coming in. They say they're still going to try to pack 40,000 people in there. I'm trying to talk TJ into letting me go to the Super Bowl. He says it's not the best use of my money, but I want to go to the Super Bowl this year. I've been to one before. It's kind of fun. So we'll see what happens. I might overpower him. I'm very powerful. Yeah, thoughts on Dot. Thank you for the super chat. My thoughts on Dot would be, I like Dot. Supposedly Dot has like recently broken out of its little holding pattern that it was in. It had a pump, kind of like Filecoin when it first went up, and then it kind of went down. Golly, look at that. 7 days, Bitcoin up 18%. Wow. Ethereum up 20%. That trade's looking pretty good right now that we made. Polkadot up 50%. So I was getting a little worried about Polkadot. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, Polkadot it's like my bullpen coin right now. It's not in my portfolio at the moment. I'm constantly looking at it, and I'm constantly thinking, like, I want to put it in, but I feel like right now Ethereum is a better choice overall. Upside is higher, I think. I've got some other coins that I like. Obviously, you guys know that. It's solid. It's solid. Yeah, it is solid. Polkadot's solid. I like Polkadot. I think Polkadot and Cardano are both going to be two coins that are going to crush it over the next 5 years. Whereas Ethereum will probably in the next 5 years maybe lose some steam. But I also have a video coming out on institutional FOMO on Ethereum that could change that and could actually change up the direction of Ethereum. So that's something to, if what I predict in this video comes true, it'll be insane for Ethereum. So
Rochelle said TJ and BitBoy have a bromance.
no, we hate each other like so much. You have no idea how hard it is to come to work every day. For me, I mean, he probably loves being around me, but okay, so back to this, guys. Let's go back to the stimulus stuff. Here's the long and short of it. Money's coming in. The economy's going to crash in 2022. When everybody wakes up from this bad hangover, realizing how crazy we went with this money. How crazy are we going with the money? Well, I found this article. Believe it or not, it's actually a little bit harder to find the solid numbers on how much money is out there. But just with this article right here, we can surmise, if you will, exactly how much money there is, okay? So this was written in August 5th, 2020. The ballooning money supply may be the key to unlocking inflation in the U.S. You think? You think ballooning money may unlock inflation? Normally characterized by slow, steady growth, the U.S. money supply has grown 20% from $15.33 trillion at the end of the year 2019 to $18.3 trillion at the end of July. If we add up the money that's about to get printed to send out, because, we don't have this money sitting around to send everybody checks. We got to print it. Got to print it. I was in Kansas City this weekend, and aside from watching the Falcons lose, I did make a video in front of the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States that is in Kansas City. What a scam. But here's the thing, guys. It's about $20 trillion. That's about what it is right here. We know that there was, it's about to be about $20 trillion. We know that there was, how much money was actually printed last year, TJ? 3.5 trillion? Yeah. Well, it actually makes sense. About $3 trillion was printed last year just from the stimulus. And I don't know if there was additional money printed, but $3 trillion printed last year. That marked about 25% of all of the money that was in circulation when it was printed. That's crazy. The numbers that I'm hearing people talk about, now these are not confirmed, obviously, but we know that this $600 check, this is just the beginning. There are people out there that actually think that we are going to make it where at some point during this year, every family gets $1,000 a month per person, up to 5 family members. People could be receiving, like I've got 5 family members, 3 kids. I'd be receiving $5,000 a month for my family situation. So how insane is that? $60,000 a year for just existing. And that opens the door for the universal basic income. which will just be more helicopter money coming out to do all that. It's just a disaster. Economy's going to crash, guys. It's really sad what's going to happen to a lot of people. But you are lucky enough to watch this channel and understand what's coming and be prepared by being in cryptocurrency. And I've been getting some questions about this. People saying, one day it sounds like you're talking about, and we may make a full video on this, but I'm getting some comments saying things like, one day you're talking about cashing all your money out in crypto at the end of, 2021 and then going back to the US dollar, and other videos you're talking about how Bitcoin's the only savior that can prevent all of this from, disaster from happening, yada, yada, yada. I do not, I think that we are going to financial Armageddon and ruin. Like, that's pretty much what I think. Not just in the United States, but across the world. Who knows? Yeah, who knows how long that's going to take? But just like we've seen with everything, it's been sped up this year dramatically. Okay, so what I think is I think Bitcoin could be the savior, but I don't know if it will be. Will Bitcoin be a great investment? Yes. Should it be the hard money that wins out? Yes. But we're talking about centralized entities, like pretty much having to go along with that and not manipulate things, and we all know about what's going to happen there. But hopefully there's more of us than there are of them. That's what you got to remember, though. So we could be facing some type of revolution. I mean, not to get too far out there, okay? We could be facing some type of revolution that could put Bitcoin in power, decentralization in power, and that's the hope. But when I say I'm going to sell out on September 28th, 2021, which that date's going to be baked in, so probably a couple weeks before that in reality, what we're going to see, or what I'm trying to do, is cash out at the top, and then when the crypto markets drop, is buy back in, buy more. I mean, that's the goal, right? I believe long-term in cryptocurrency is not like I'm just going to get out of crypto next year when the prices pop. Like, that's not what it's about. Obviously, I'm building a whole brand here based on cryptocurrency, but you got to be an assassin in this market, guys. I mean, period. You got to be an assassin. You got to make smart money decisions. You can't get married to coins. You can't get married to, if you think I suck, then don't do anything I say. Like, don't get married to me. I'm already married. You know what I'm saying? I'm happily married, okay? So don't try to get married to everything I say. Just pick your own way and go with it, So I think that's definitely something that is coming, collapse, crash, whatever. So I know sometimes it feels like I'm talking out both sides of my mouth, but I believe long-term in cryptocurrency, and I'm not going anywhere in crypto. So only going to get bigger, as we've seen this year, and we're going to continue that through next year. The goal at the end of next year, by the way, 1 million subscribers. That's the goal for next year, if you're curious. Thanks, Jimmy Jones, my dude, Jimmy J. Appreciate that. So anyways, guys, that's what's happening with the stimulus. People are starting to get their checks. Has anybody in the chat said that they've got their money yet? Has anyone in the chat, have any of you guys actually got your check yet? I'm very curious to hear that. Because some people, I've been hearing no people who have gotten they checks. Obviously, it's coming in your bank account, draft. I don't think you're getting physical checks. Or they're not physical checks, right? No, it just goes in the account. Most of them are not going to be.
If they are, they definitely don't have it yet.
Yeah, if it's physical, you count on that snail mail. You'll be waiting a while. So let's take a quick look, guys. We were looking over here at the...
Somebody said, yes, I got mine.
Somebody got their check.
710 performance.
Okay, 710 performance. Thank you for that, for letting us know. Look at this. XRP up 25% today, 23.43% today. Big video tonight. So I've been out of town since the SEC thing with the XRP has really been going on. Tonight, you are going to get what I believe to be the most comprehensive, extensive, information-packed, unique XRP video you're going to see on this topic. I'm coming at it completely objective, not subjective in any way, form, or fashion. And what I found out about this XRP SEC case is extremely interesting. We're going to look at what types of coins. I'm going to give you a test to determine whether or not your coin is next. I got one coin. I'm not going to be giving you tonight, but may do another video on it. I got one coin specifically that I'm looking at that I'm saying this one fits all of the qualifications, and you guys are going to have to just live with that clickbait because I'm not going to tell you what it is. Okay, guys, Bitcoin 28,100. Let's check out the chart here on Bybit here. Can I check it? Why will it not let me change here? Why will it? Maybe because I'm not logged in. Maybe because I'm not logged in. Here we go. Okay, that's not what it is. Guys, we're also going to be starting a brand new Bybit account. for the sole purpose of being able to show you every single trade that we're making with leverage trading. So we're going to be showing you guys that, tracking that portfolio. We're going to be starting with 1 Bitcoin in that account, and the goal is to get it to 100. I know that sounds crazy, but that's the goal, to get to 100 without getting wrecked. We're going to show you if it's possible or not. So I'm not a professional expert level like trading is not my life. Obviously, I'd make a lot of swing trades on this channel based on a lot of fundamental stuff. I use Market Cipher for indicators, but it'd be really interesting to see how well we can do with that account, because you guys know I got a big problem with going big or going home. So we'll see if we can be a little more conservative with our stop losses and help you guys out. Also, guys, if you do want to try out Bybit, you guys can check that out, bybit.BitBoy.Live. And by the way, a lot of people have been asking me, hey, I go there and it says I can't log in. I can't do this. My country's restricted, whatever country you live in. Guys, people are using VPNs. That's how you do that. And you're not in trouble for using a VPN. You need to know that. Any place where you can use a VPN and get on and trade, that's on them. That ain't on you. That has nothing to do with you. You might violate the website's terms of services possibly, but you would not be violating any laws by doing that. Guys, so there's plenty of VPNs out there. I use VPN Unlimited. I'm not going to give you a ref link or anything for it. I'm just saying this is what I use. It's easy. I think I'm on it right now. I think right now I'm in Canada. But there's a lot of reasons to use a VPN. So it's something like in crypto you should just be familiar with, because who knows where all this is going. Like maybe one day they're going to tell us all like crypto's illegal and you have to use a VPN, whatever. So you should be aware of how to use a VPN, even if you're not going to use one. NordVPN is probably the most popular one. So that's how people use other sites that restrict different IP address. Just want to get that out there. But right now we're looking at the Bitcoin price, and you guys know I had a long in the other day at 25.5 or 26.5. I think it was about it was, and I think I got stopped out. It was only 27. I got stopped out down here somewhere, and then I was because it went down under 25. I got back in yesterday. I kind of sold somewhere right around here, which was great. Made like 10% profit, but then would have been a lot more. I think I would have made like 100% profit, 150% profit with where we're at now. So when we're looking at the price, what happened yesterday with Bitcoin, we went back up to 28,619, and I believe that's all-time high, correct? We set a new all-time high last night? I don't know. Let's see. Is it? Yes. Yeah, we did. We absolutely set a new all-time high last night. Guys, all-time high is going to be like a phrase you hear so much over the next year. I mean, we are going to hit all-time highs time after time after time. Now, what we had been seeing before this move right here on the chart, where it bottomed out, is from here, from 28.4 down here. I wish if I was on TradingView, I'd draw some lines. Let me try. I can do that. I can get on TradingView. Here's Market Cipher. I'll tell you what I'm waiting for a big trade at this point. I'm waiting on my green dot from Market Cipher on my 4-hour chart. Once I see another green dot from Market Cipher, I'll know we're heading up. But something interesting that we've been seeing here is that really, it looks like that about 26,000 is becoming a strong line of support for Bitcoin. And I would actually say that when we really look at, let's get a little bigger on this here. Let's go big here. Let's go real big. I would say that when you're looking at the 4-hour chart here, which we're going to switch back to, what chart am I on over here? The 30-minute chart. When you go back over here to the 4-hour chart, what you'll see is this $28,000 level. I mean, it's been hard to get above this. We basically challenged it 1, 2, 3 times. Now we're on the 4th time going above it. And it's very similar to what we saw at 24,000. Remember, guys, we were sitting here at 24,000. I said, man, it's really crazy. We hit it 5 consecutive days in a row. We challenged 24,000 before we got over it. And then what happened once we got past it? Right up to 28. Now, I think we are going to hit some psychological numbers, maybe around 30,000. Maybe not. It might fly right through it. It might fly right through it. But I expect probably some pushback at 30,000. I'm thinking we might have a pretty big correction. I was thinking we would get corrected down to 24,000. Why? Because we had this, like, what you see is when you have a really tough line of resistance, okay? Think 10,000, think 12,000. When you have a really tough line, when you finally get over it, that support is very strong. It was a hard battle to get over it. That support is really strong. So I was thinking 24,000, we could have like some really strong support there and that we could see the price correct all the way down there. I may have even told you guys that on the video last night. The more I've been sitting here looking at this $28,000 level and that we've once, twice, 3, 4, 5, now 6 times, okay, we have butted up against this level. I'm starting to think 28,000 could be a good place to get in at. Because once we flip it, it's going to be real strong. And once we head up towards 30, that strong support at 28,000 could be a pretty big buffer. When you look back at all these really strong lines of support that we've had since we've been on this run here, 18,000 was another one. I mean, we did dip under it a little bit when you look at 18,000, but pretty much once we went above 18,000, we only dipped as low as 17.5, and that was on a wick. 17.6 was a really strong level of support there. Once we really flipped that 18, like it was going just a little bit under it, but we never went more than $500 down below that number again. I don't think we will ever. I mean, if these institutional investors are really going to hold on to all this crypto like they say they are, I don't think we're ever going to drop down. I can easily see Bitcoin going to $400,000 or $500,000 and $200,000 becoming the bottom of the bear market. That'd be a 60% drop. I can see that, guys. I know I stick with this 225K prediction because I don't like to be wrong. I don't know if you guys know that, but I tell you, I got some predictions for 2021. You're definitely going to want to listen coming out on January 1st. Also, go back and watch my predictions from last year. In some form or fashion, they were pretty dead on. We're going to be showing you guys some clips from that video where basically I said exactly when Bitcoin was going to hit all-time highs this year in December of 2019. You guys are definitely going to want to listen to that. But let's get back to talking about trading here for a minute. So back to talking about the trading world here. What I'm looking at is I'm looking for a green dot on Market Cipher. I'm looking for basically where we finally hit that jump point and say we're going to go above 28,000. I'm looking for it to go right to 30,000 very quickly, and then from there, basically kind of figure out what it wants to do. But if we come over here and we look back at the 30-minute chart, I'm going to show you why what happened last night was so significant. And I know I'm doing a lot more trading right now because it's fun, and we're making money doing trading. So I think we're talking about charts a lot more in the live streams for sure. But when you look at the 30-minute chart, and let's go back here. So just draw a few lines going back to the 27th when we hit the last all-time high. So if you look at this wig, just draw down. I haven't done this officially, okay? I have not actually drawn this line before, but put it about right there. It kind of lines up. Come on. Where you at, though? Okay. So if you look here, you really start to see that we were in a downward trend for sure for a few days. And if this continued, that's why I jumped out of this trade. I told you guys I jumped out of this trade about right here the other day and took 10% profit because we were bumping up against this line right here. And I was like, it just feels like we're going down. And we had some support at some different spots. I mean, I guess right here is probably a pretty good support line. You can see the support lines on Market Cipher here signified by the yellow dots. But the point here is that we were on the way down. We were not in an upward trajectory. This right here, this represents like a breakout right here. So that's why I think that we are on the way back up. It was very concerning. It looked like, and guys, this is it in a bull market. In a bull market, we're going to break up most of the time. Most of the time, we're going to break up. We're not going to break down. If we broke down all the time, that would be a bear market. So you can get a little nervous when you butt up against these lines because you want to protect yourself in case we do have a big dump. Because, guys, I mean, here's a fact. If you look back at where we have came this year so far, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this here. We had a green dot. Look, we did have a green dot on Market Cipher right here, signaling the bottom there as the price started to go back up. Market Cipher is a great tool, guys. I'm just telling you, it's a great tool. Let me see if I can move it down, though. Okay, so when we go back and look at the chart here, and we go back to November, let's go to the daily chart and look. We go back and we look at the daily chart for Bitcoin. There it is. And we go back and we look at November. That's the last time we really had a very significant dump. Now, we've had some for Ethereum, but for Bitcoin, the end of November, which, by the way, I told you guys was going to happen, you guys can see that this dump we had right there was the biggest that we've had in some time. It was the biggest we've had in some time. And the dump I'm talking about is right here. Now, it doesn't look that big right now, but if we stretch this out, you'll see that was a huge wick. That was a huge candle. That was a bigger dump than any of the pumps that we had previous to that. So when you look at that and you look at where we're at now, we haven't really had that pullback. We haven't had that pullback. We're at all-time highs. We haven't had a pullback. If you go back and look at the previous bull market, which we'll go back, well, we'll go to the weekly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. When you go back and look at the weekly chart, we can't be on Bybit. We got to be on Bitstamp to see that, actually. So hold on. Bitstamp. Okay. So when we go back and we look at this, now this is actually, you guys can see some places. Okay, this is very interesting because I did not plan this. I have a video coming out this weekend where we're going to talk about why you should be only longing Bitcoin right now. And this goes back and looks at the last bull market, and you will see a lot of very distinct dips. Now, you can't see it right here because that's the weekly chart. But if we go back to the daily chart here, you can see it a lot better. When you look at the daily chart for Bitcoin in 2017, what does everybody remember? What does everybody remember from 2017? What does everybody remember? Moons, Lambos, prices, action, 20K, unlimited supply of money, right? Right? That's what everybody remembers. Wasn't like that, guys. You had some huge dips here, okay? That doesn't look like a huge dip because it's so small, but at the time, that was a huge, huge, huge sell-off. And it had just gone through a sell-off very similar that I didn't highlight right before that. Now look at this one. And if you were to not just draw the one candle, I was really just focusing on the one candle for this video. But look at that sell-off right there. Look at that sell-off. Look at this sell-off. Guys, look at this. This is crazy. Let's see what kind of sell-off this was. This was a, holy crap, 40% sell-off in the middle of a bull market. So, guys, you got to expect that these types of things are going to happen. I mean, and so, look at this one. Golly. Now, the numbers might not be as crazy for this one because the actual dollars were getting up very high. Maybe it was. Oh, that's the bear market. That's the bear market. The bear market in 51 days, it dropped 70%. So, you gotta pay attention to these Bitcoin cycles and see really where it looks like these markets are going to fall. Because I told you guys, by the end of September next year, the market's going to be done. Now it's going to drop, I believe, less significantly. But right now, we have not had a correction. I do not want to be, Debbie Downer over here. Trust me, I don't want to do that. I want to tell you guys about moons and Lambos because that's what I've been talking about for years on this channel. We're finally here. Like, that's what I want to talk about. So don't get me wrong there. But what I'm saying is when we are looking at this, we got this correction back in November. No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm back on the 4-hour chart. Hold on. I'll go back to the daily chart. When we're looking at these corrections here, and we're not seeing a huge one that we're on right now, like, it's going to come at some point. Now, I have noticed something. I noticed something by looking at the last Bitcoin chart from 2017. And if you kind of consider this in September really to be the beginning of the bull market, because really that's really what it was. Like we had the drop in March, but we really still struggled getting over 10,000. If you really look at this drop right here that happened back in September as kind of the beginning of the bull market, what you're going to see is that we finished the first leg of the bull market. The first leg of the bull market would have been this right here. This, oops.
So quick question.
Yep.
Quick thing to talk about. Lastly, it said it's different this bull market. Don't expect 40% pullbacks because of institutions. Yada yada yada. You want to talk about that? Like, will this time be different? And to go on to like, we always think that, but it never is.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for the super chat. The question was, it wasn't a super chat. Thank you for the question. Who was the asker?
Lasse.
Lassie. That's the Lassie dog wearing lace lingerie, which is weird. That's where my mind went. But I'm trying to delete this here. Can I delete this? Why won't it not go away? I don't know why that won't go away. But the point here is, guys, is that yes and no. It will be different. It won't be different. I think the ultimate bear market will, this is something I haven't really thought about. I'm going to be honest with you. I definitely think the bear market has a much better chance of not falling 70, 80, 87% is what I think it ended up at. 84 to 87% is on average what Bitcoin has fell during the bear markets. So I would say we would be doing to maybe a 50 to 60% bull market, a little less volatility on the downside. But at the same time, I haven't really put a lot of thought into what these dips will look like during the bull market. That's a great point because we just looked at one. A lot of those were 40% pullbacks or so, and anywhere between 25 and 40% pullbacks. So maybe it goes a little closer to the 25% instead of the 40%. Something I haven't put a lot of thought into. So definitely an interesting idea for a video right there. So I'm gonna do a little studying and research on the differences. I mean, this is where I go. If you guys want to get into my mind here, where I would go with that is go and look at the amount of volatility in the dips between the last cycles. So see what the difference was between the second and third, first and second, maybe even first and third, compare all those, and then try to figure out, because guys, sometimes I feel like we use this like institutional hodlers thing as kind of like a cop-out. Like, only 3.5% of Bitcoin is held by corporations. So now that doesn't take into consideration hedge funds or other kinds of, investment vehicles. But for corporations, which includes PayPal and, Square, Grayscale, all these people, they're only holding about 3.5 to 4% of all Bitcoin right now. So that's not a tremendous amount. It's enough to dump the market if they all simultaneously sold. I mean, Grayscale's got enough to dump the market for sure if they sold a bunch of Bitcoin, which they're not going to do. I don't think they'd have any motivation or incentive to do that. But I think we are still, at the end of the day, guys, a market is still a market, okay? And all the fundamental stuff going on the outside, while we feel like everybody just knows, like it's so insane sometimes to think about the information that the people that I know get. The family members and friends that I have, like the information that they get, the people that watch this channel, the information that you guys get, like just for free, is insane. If you look at all my picks dead on for Bitcoin, now obviously we've had some altcoins that flopped, whatever. That's beside the point here. When we're looking at Bitcoin, I'm telling you guys are going to find out when I show some clips from earlier in the year, like we've been dead on all year with this market cycle. And at the end of the day, like it's just a little hard for me to wrap my head around the idea that this cycle is just going to be totally different because of institutional investors. If you go back and look at the last bull market, okay, Bitcoin 17.8x'd its all-time high, its previous all-time high. If we were to 17.8x, that means perform the exact same as the last market, Bitcoin would be sitting at $360,000 by the end of this bull market. Thinking about it spiking up to 400 or 500K above that, it's not that hard to fathom because it's logarithmic. I mean, it won't take much to push it up that much higher because of all the excitement and all the FOMO that'll be going into it. But it's not like it for Bitcoin to really do something different than it's ever done before drastically. It's gonna have to go to $1 million this bull run. It's gonna have to go to $1 million. Oh, thank you. I love Europe. Thanks, Sans, for the super chat. Wanted to know what I think about Litecoin for next year. TJ and I have been having some interesting conversations about Litecoin because I am, once again, kind of like we're talking about with Bitcoin here, okay? I am a firm believer in history and precedent. Like, that's all we really have to go off of, okay? Litecoin right now is saying $125. Has had a big pump here recently, and that's great news for Litecoin holders. I have actually come up with a scenario in my head. I have come up with the perfect scenario for Litecoin in my head. I'm not going to give it to you right now. I know it's such a tease. I haven't even done a video about this yet, but I've been thinking a lot about Litecoin's play, where Litecoin fits into everything. And TJ kind of disagrees with me, but the coin he counters me with in that argument is one I also really like. So, I win either way is the long and the short of it. So, but the fact is Litecoin has lost a lot of the advantages that it had in the last bull market. Now, what do I mean by that? The number one advantage that Litecoin had, other than just having a long history, Litecoin, if you guys did not know, is the number one best performing Litecoin in history. It has hardly ever, what'd I say? Litecoin? Yeah. It's one of the best performing altcoins in history. It is the best performing altcoin in history in terms of consistency. It was around before Ethereum was, and it has hardly ever fallen out of the top 10. Ethereum kind of is its own beast, right? When we're talking about altcoins, Ethereum almost doesn't even fit in that conversation anymore. It does by definition of it's not Bitcoin, but Litecoin is one of these finicky little altcoins that for whatever reason, it just keeps being in the top 10. Well, Litecoin, TJ brought up the point that Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash are forks of Bitcoin, and whenever we see Bitcoin pump, we see those do well. Well, that's technically not true. I mean, it's very complicated to understand. I can't really wrap my mind around it. Bitcoin Cash obviously is a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin SV is a fork of Bitcoin. Bitcoin Pizza is a fork of Bitcoin, if that thing's still around. Litecoin is not a fork. You are incorrect there, TJ. Litecoin is he's Googling over there. I hear him Googling right now. He's going to hate to be wrong about this. Litecoin is not a hard fork. It is also not a soft fork of Bitcoin. Litecoin is, for whatever reason, it's a different classification. It's a fork of the code of Bitcoin. It's different. It's different. It is not the same. It does not fit into the fork. Look it up. You'll find it. Anybody who wants to look up that information, you will find Litecoin is technically not a fork of Bitcoin. There is what developers consider to be a fork, which there is a hard fork and there's a soft fork. Basically, what Charlie Lee is, he copied the code of Bitcoin, didn't actually use the network to fork it, I don't believe. It's kind of like a copy. It's not an actual fork of the actual Bitcoin code. So, yeah. Hey, guys. I got him on that one. I love when I get TJ on stuff. God, I love that. Man, I'm fired up now. Now I feel good. Here's the thing. The distinct advantage that Litecoin had in 2016 and 2017, I can't remember the exact listing date. Maybe it was just 2017. It was listed on Coinbase. Definitely 2017. Litecoin was listed on Coinbase along with Ethereum and Bitcoin. That was it. That was all you could buy on Coinbase. So what happened is when the price started going up, people go, oh, I missed out on Bitcoin. Ethereum's pretty expensive too. Look at Litecoin. It's only like $25. And so the psychology of new investors, they would just go in and they'd start buying it and buying it and buying it. And that is what it actually at some point decoupled from Bitcoin for a month or two during that cycle because of that Coinbase listing. It does not have that advantage right now. The other advantage that Litecoin had in 2017 was the Bitcoin network got super clogged up, and so did the Ethereum network. So because Coinbase was so readily available, or because Litecoin is so readily available on Coinbase, people were able to get on there, to switch their funds over to Litecoin and transfer it to exchanges to like use Binance or KuCoin or whatever they wanted to buy stuff on Bittrex. And so it got a big advantage from there too. So it had another little renaissance of a pump. It does not have those advantages. Coinbase has many other coins that are faster than Litecoin now. So, and it's got plenty of other coins than just Litecoin to begin with. But here's the thing. This is the one thing that makes me super bullish on Litecoin. I'm beginning to get a little more bullish on Litecoin for this next bull run because, guys, it got listed along with what? The original 4 Coinbase coins, okay? Bitcoin, PayPal, or here it is. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. Right there it is. They got it right there on their website. Look, guys, if you go to CoinMarketCap, and I think this is something really to consider here, guys, okay? When you go back and look at the market cap, I mean, XRP is higher than it. They didn't list it, obviously. Litecoin fell out of the top 10 for the first time in years, I believe, earlier this year. You didn't see them listing Polkadot. You didn't see them listing Cardano. Didn't see them listing Binance Coin. Didn't see them listing Chainlink. What they put in? Litecoin is a very safe coin, okay? It's secure. Hasn't been a lot of problems with it. Also, not a lot of development. I mean, a lot of people say, and it's true, doing some things with Mimblewimble. But Litecoin has actually been a very safe coin for a long time. It's got no regulation concerns. There wasn't a pre-sale. There wasn't a pre-mine. Charlie Lee sold all his Litecoin right at the very, very, very top. But he did it supposedly so he could, like, you know, not make a bunch of money, but so he could be more objective about his own coin. Sorry, Charlie. Come on the channel, Charlie. Let's talk. But when you look at these other projects, I mean, Litecoin is a very, it feels safe, you know? It doesn't have the regulation concerns a lot of these other ones have. And I think that is why, even though at the time when PayPal listed it, very curious to see. What day did the PayPal stuff happen? It was early September. Let's see. September, PayPal listing, crypto. Let's see what date that was. Let's go see where Litecoin was in the rankings on that date. Let's see. June 22nd, they announced they were going to do it, but October 21st, they actually did it. But what is the date where they announced the coins? It looks like maybe October 25th. Is that the day? No, that isn't the day. I think it was at the end of September. Let's just call it October 1st. Let's call it October 1st. Let's go and look at CoinMarketCap and check out the history. So I don't know if you guys know this. You can actually do CoinMarketCap history. Sorry, my wings is here. CoinMarketCap history, and you can go to the historical snapshots. This is something useful for you guys. And let's go look at where Litecoin was in October, first week of October this year. Litecoin was, look at that, guys, number 10. Litecoin was at number 10, thereabouts, when this was announced. It wasn't in the top 4. It wasn't one of the top coins. I mean, it's top 10. It's legit. But PayPal saw enough in Litecoin to list it. Now, keep in mind, some of the advantages I talked about earlier from 2017 where you could send value quickly with Litecoin doesn't exist with PayPal because with PayPal, you do not actually own that crypto and you can't actually send that crypto anywhere as of now. Now, that is supposed to change some point. We don't know exactly when that is. But yeah, so Litecoin definitely, I think, has legs to move. It's already sitting at number 4 right now, so it's not like it's got a lot of rankings to climb on the upside. Not counting XR or not counting Tether. Counting XRP is number 3 right now, technically, because I don't count stable coins when I talk about top 10 coins. I mean, Tether's boring. It's a big scam too, right? That's what people say. Guys, let's see. Let's talk about Ethereum for just a brief moment here. And then I want to talk to you guys about this NFT platform. We're going to be putting some content on and stuff like that. So here we are. We've got Ethereum. We had our green dot back on the 24th. And I believe... you can't make this stuff up. This is why leverage trading is tricky, okay? I want to show you guys exactly why leverage trading is tricky. I had a long from this green dot right here, okay? And what did I say on the live stream? I said, Yeah, and this was last Tuesday. I said, or Wednesday, whatever day it was. I said, guys, I'm not going to put a stop loss in because I feel like I want the wiggle room. The price is going to go up. My liquidation point was 569 right here, 569. And this is the wick. There it is. There it is. We got faked out by the one green dot right here. And then the second one appeared, and I was so sick about my freaking account getting liquidated. We move money around all the time, so it's not like, there wasn't more money to put in there. But at that point, I was in about, what were we in, like 20K for that trade, TJ, I think? Somewhere around there, 20K for that trade. And we lost the whole thing. We got liquidated. It's funny now, but TJ, I'll tell you, I was pissed. But you know what, though? I did feel good because if you guys know, I do have a trading card out somewhere about me. I'm a 97 on guts. Guys, there's a little bit of it that was a little sick, where I felt like, that'll show him. That'll show him right there. 97 on guts. I'll throw $20,000 away and not care, and then I'll come on and I'll claim it. We went on Twitter and we claimed it. We did. We got liquidated. It happens, guys. If you are really, really good at trading, you're probably going to always use a stop loss. If you're like to go balls to the wall like I do, sometimes. Now I use a stop loss most of the time, but sometimes you just feel like you are going to nail that trade so much. And look, guys, look at the freaking trade. Look at it. If you got in on this green dot right here, look at that.
2,700 people watching, only 300 likes. Let's get those likes.
Yeah, let's get those likes up, guys. We got 2,700 watching and only 300 likes. 600 likes. Crypto and Coral. You guys know Coral the Moon? Coral the Moon. Coral and you guys out for always getting 4,000 likes. And we don't ever get 4,000 likes on here. You know why? Because I don't like to say smash the like button. I want to have my own thing. Like, hey, let's freaking Hogan leg drop on that. Let's drop the big leg on that. But then I'm afraid people will like really be jumping up and dropping their leg on their computer and freaking breaking their computer. So if you guys could help us out, go ahead and hit that. But look at this trade, guys. Like, let's look at the percentage gain from this green dot on Market Cypher, which, by the way, is the first one in a long time, the one that we lost on. And this is where the percentages, guys. The first one in a long time where the price actually dipped below where the green dot was at. Like, look over this one. You see the green dot was formed. Well, the green dots are, so, guys, this is an indicator. It's something to do with the waves flipping with the oscillators. I don't get too much into what the actual oscillators are because that's the whole purpose of using an indicator. If you understood every single thing on this chart, every single possible individual indicator and oscillator, then you wouldn't need this stuff. But I like using the indicator. It just makes it easy. I ain't got time to, take a 4-year course on technical analysis. So I really like the crypto face. Now, I understand a lot of the basic, simple concepts, obviously, okay? But, when it comes to, crypto face, he is an expert trader. He's made a ton of money. He made an $800,000 live profit trade. He's made several six-figure trades, and he made this, and it works, and I go with it. And we made a lot of money on this over the years. So, what it actually means is it's time to go long. That's what it means. When you see the green dot at the bottom of the oscillator, that means go long. When you see them up at the top, which do we have Market Cypher A on up here? I got that on. Let me click Market Cypher A on. I deleted it a second ago. I deleted it because I don't like the I think these are RSI lines or whatever. But if you look up here at the top, you get the green dots. They're not as strong. The green dots on the chart itself are not as strong. When you get them with the oscillators, these are called trigger waves right here, okay? When you get one wave followed by a second wave that's slightly smaller, that's basically a bullish divergence, and the price is about to go up. And that's exactly what we saw right here. So we got the one green dot here at the bottom, which meant go long, and then it actually dropped down below the candle where we got the green dot. That's usually pretty rare. That's why I'm going to be more willing to go long, let a looser stop loss, no stop loss with these green dots. But this one, it stopped me out. And one of you mother chuckers is out here counter trading me. I know it. I know one of y'all whales is out here. One of you old school whales with your nerdy mining money. I know you don't like when you got such a freaking debonair, regular freaking sports loving, good looking, family having, good old American man, okay, making all the money. You hate it. And you hate it. I have all the fame in the crypto YouTubes. Whoa. Whoa, we just got a rumor. Now, this isn't confirmed. This could be the guy trying to counter trade me, okay? Mickey House in the chat. What's up? What's up? Okay. He says that he heard from his brother who works. Where does his brother work? His brother works at Coinbase, he says, supposedly. Now, this could all just be projection, okay? Could be. I don't know Mickey. I'd like to say I know him, but I don't. He says Cardano getting listed tomorrow, or being announced to get listed tomorrow on Coinbase. And it would be live early January 2020. I'm trying to think back to my interview with Charles, or 2021, obviously. I'm trying to think about an interview with Charles. Did he say anything that would allude to exchange listings?
He acted like he doesn't care one way or the other.
Yeah, acting like you don't care. That Charles is he's a smooth player. He's a smooth player. Where's my Charles picture? I got to find that Charles picture real quick. Charles Hoskinson, black shirt. This guy's a stud, okay? This guy's a stud.
It's Garden.
Oh, it's Garden?
Yeah, Charles Hoskinson Garden.
You can't tell me my boy Charles ain't gonna freaking buck on all y'all, okay? That's my dude right there. Oh, yeah? Guess what? That guy also has a falcon on his shoulder. So do I. Mine's a tattoo. He actually has a physical falcon on his shoulder at some point. Well, mine's a little bit cooler at sports, right? But you can't tell me that old Charles ain't gonna buck up on any of y'all, okay? So, Mickey, I'll tell you this. If you're wrong, I don't want to see that man showing up at your garden. I'll tell you that much. I like Charles. Can I just say this? TJ's wanting me to say something else, but I want to say this. I like Charles. I have been kind of up in the air about him a little bit. Like, I asked him, I said, do you think you're hard to work with? That was a question I asked him in that interview. And by the way, that interview was not sponsored at all. No payment crossed any hands. Some people were saying that. People just make stuff up. We just close 100% on this channel. But after getting to know him, he's a little quirky, but I liked his answer to a lot of that stuff. And I mean, the guy's ballsy. And you know what, TJ? This is going to surprise you. I respect that. I respect people that are ballsy, okay? I really respect that. He's a come at me, bro kind of guy. And I can relate to that. Come at me, bro. So yeah. So that could be huge news if that's true. So we'll be monitoring that. If that is true, I'll make a little video where I just record later talking about that. It's what?
Somebody's saying he went to Georgia Tech.
Hoskinson went to Georgia Tech?
I don't think so, but
He's a Yeller Jacket? No, he couldn't be a Yeller Jacket. Well, that picture would make a little more sense. Go Dogs. Okay. So, guys, real quick, before I want to move on to this NFT platform we're going to talk about for like 2 minutes. But I wanted to show you guys how much this thing is up since this last green dot. Now, you got to remember, it's not foolproof. Sometimes you get them, they flash. You should have a stop loss or use lower than 15x leverage. That's what I was using. He went to school in Colorado. Yeah, he's a Colorado guy. He's Colorado. I didn't think he went to Georgia Tech. But guys, right now with where we're at, right now that trade would have netted you 30%. And on leverage, that number goes up exponentially. I'm not trying to trick you guys into doing leverage. It's very dangerous. You guys heard I lost $20,000. It happens. I've also made, $40, $50, $60,000 in trades before, so it's not a big deal. It happens. You got to take all your losses with your wins together in one package. That's what you got to take. So, but in its peak, it would have been even higher. It would have been about 32, 33%, maybe somewhere around there. And Marcus Iver's pretty dead on. You guys can get Marcus Iver, MC.BitBoy.Live, if you want to check that out. We got a new website coming. We're going to have a lot cooler ways to give you guys ref links as well. But the point is, you can go buy it, not buy it, whatever. Just look at what would have happened without Ethereum trade. And we're not seeing any signs here on the 4-hour chart to indicate that this is over. Right now, if we were to take a line, now these are just loose lines, okay? I'm not like putting too much into this. But right now, we're kind of, at a place where the price should be going back up. So I think probably what we'll see is Ethereum. By the way, I think we'll see Ethereum over $800 by the end of the first week in January, if not sooner, maybe by January 2nd or 3rd. By the way, guys, do you guys remember what I said in the last live stream? Do you guys remember that? Does anybody remember what I said when I said, Guys, right now, the price of Bitcoin's coming in around $24,000. What day was that? On the 24th it was. Or no, it was 23rd. It was the day before Christmas Eve. On the 23rd, the Bitcoin price, it ended up at 23.83. And what did I tell you guys? I literally said, it will not shock me one bit if I come back from this trip around Christmas and the price is above $26,000. And what happened? It went all the way to 28. Right now it's at 28.2. Looks like we're going to challenge all-time highs again probably today. That's what it looks like. So be prepared for that. Last thing, guys, we want to talk about Unique.one. This is not sponsored in any way. Just once again, want to say that. You guys know Rarible, we've had some issues with the community there at Rarible. The people behind Rarible, I mean, they've been nice to us. They've been very understanding about some different situations that have happened. I'll just say it like that. So don't want to throw them under the bus too much or anything like that. But the community doesn't want us there, and that's pretty clear. The Rarible nerd art community, I'll call it. The people that are very comfortable being starving. What's that? Careful. Well, I'm talking about the people complaining. I mean, there's plenty of good people on Rarible, okay? What I'm saying is if you don't want someone coming to your platform that can help it grow, then that doesn't make any sense for anybody, okay? Yeah, we had the biggest weekend probably of actual people buying NFTs probably in the history of NFTs. And I'm not talking about I know there's been some that have been sold for high, but I mean, we crushed it. We sold hundreds of NFTs in one weekend. And there were a lot of people that like that. We're looking at some other platforms. One of the platforms we're looking at is Unique.one. I got to know the people behind this. The project is Rare, #Rare. Website is unique1.exchange to trade. They've got some trade listings already. They've got obviously the distribution on the site. You can look at more of this, the Rare emission, the roadmap. So right now they're looking to launch the marketplace early January. So we've got about 4 or 5 of these that we're looking at. This is one that, like I said, I got to know some of the people behind it really like it. They are planning to launch on Balancer, Bicky, and Uniswap, meaning it will also be on bitswap.dex, or bitswapdex.io. There's a lot more about this, but and guys, we got to draw the distinction here between what art really is. Art is creation, right? I think there's this idea that art can only be an abstract box of triangles. Okay, but that's not it. We're making comics there. That's art. We got people that are doing, all kinds of cool stuff. GIFs, animated stuff. Is a lot of fun. And so what this place is trying to do is they're trying to make it so that the owners themselves actually have more rights for what they can do on the platform. They've got the right to own, to sell, to lend, or the right to royalties, the right to confer reuse. So if you want to be hey, I don't mind if people copy this or, reuse it or whatever. A lot of people don't care. I don't care. People take our stuff. The thing I do care about is scamming. I don't want somebody to take our NFT cards and try to pass them off as theirs for the purpose of... I don't want somebody to take our cards and pass them off as being legit from me when they're not really from me. That's the thing that we get concerned about. Because scammers are out there trying to take advantage of people where people are thinking they're buying them from me and they're not actually. That was a big problem we had on Rarible. But so anyways, so this is a platform we're looking at using, and I think you guys should check it out. Unique.one, and we got our own NFT platform coming out pretty soon too. So definitely stay tuned for news on that. So, all right, guys, that is all I got for today. I'm going to look a little more into this Cardano stuff, see if there's any truth to that. If there is, you can count on an extra video today. They were added to Coinbase custody a few months ago, so it does make sense that could happen. But, all right, guys, that's all we got. Drop me some comments below. Tell me how good I look. Tell me how smart I am. That's what we want. We love you guys. We're out. BitBoy out. Be blessed.